I know why you're here. Something happened. Maybe it was a look, a tone of voice, an unanswered message, or that silence after something you said. And now your brain is on fire. The pain is real, physical, like someone ripped a piece of you away. I understand. This isn't drama. It's not exaggeration. It's RSD, Rejection Sensitive Dysphoria. And it's a real part of your ADHD that most people don't understand. First, I want you to know that being here, seeking help in this moment, is already an act of courage. Your brain is screaming that you did something terrible, that you are terrible, that everyone secretly hates you. But a part of you, the wise part, brought you here. Let's honor that part. I'm not going to ask you to empty your mind or stop thinking about what happened. That would be cruel and impossible right now. Instead, we're going to work with your ADHD brain, not against it. You might be anywhere, hiding in the work bathroom, in your car, curled up in your bed. Wherever you are, it's okay. You're safe in this moment. If you're crying, keep crying. If you're shaking, let yourself shake. If you're angry, acknowledge the anger. Your body is processing emotional pain that your brain interprets as real danger. There's nothing wrong with you for feeling this so intensely. In fact, this intensity is part of your unique neurology. The same brain that feels rejection so deeply also feels joy, love, and creativity with the same intensity. It's a complete package. Now, let's create a small island of calm in this storm. Place one hand on your chest and another on your belly. Feel your body, solid, present, real. This body has carried you through every previous crisis. It will carry you through this one too. Breathe naturally. It doesn't need to be deep or controlled. Just notice that you're breathing. With each breath, you're proving to your primitive brain that you're alive, that you've survived. What happened? The real or perceived rejection, your brain is treating as a threat to your survival. This comes from ancestral times, when rejection from the group meant certain death. Your ADHD brain, with its amplified emotions, feels this even stronger. You're not being dramatic. You're having a legitimate neurological response. I want you to imagine that inside you exists a small you, maybe 5 or 6 years old. This little you is absolutely terrified right now, convinced they've done something unforgivable. What would you say to that child? You probably wouldn't say, "Stop being so sensitive," or "Get over it." You'd be kind. You'd be understanding. Maybe you'd say something like, "I understand this hurts so much," or "You're safe with me." Say that to yourself now, out loud if you can, or mentally if you can't. I understand this hurts so much. You're safe. Is the pain you're feeling disproportionate to the event? Maybe, but that doesn't make it less real. If someone stepped on your foot with a regular shoe versus a stiletto heel, the pressure would be the same, but the pain would be very different. Your ADHD brain is the stiletto heel. It concentrates and amplifies the experience. This isn't a flaw. It's just how you're neurologically wired. Now, let's do something with all this emotional energy running through your body. If you can move, rock gently forward and back, like you're cradling yourself. If you can't move physically, imagine this rocking. This bilateral movement helps your brain process the emotion. We're not trying to make the pain disappear. We're helping it move through you instead of getting stuck. While you rock, literally or imaginatively, I want to share a truth. Most rejections we feel with RSD aren't real rejections. They're neutralities that our brain interprets as rejection. That person who didn't smile back, maybe they were distracted. The unanswered message, the person might be overwhelmed, the weird tone. Maybe they're dealing with their own battles. I'm not saying you're wrong to feel what you feel. I'm offering alternative perspectives for your brain to consider when it's ready. But even if it was a real rejection, if someone really didn't like something you said or did, that still doesn't mean what your brain is telling you it means. It doesn't mean you're unworthy of love. It doesn't mean everyone will abandon you. It doesn't mean you're fundamentally broken. It means you're human interacting with other humans, all of us messy and imperfect, doing our best with the brains we have. Let's do a body check now. Starting from your head, notice where you're holding tension. Maybe your jaw is clenched, your shoulders raised, your stomach tight. You don't need to forcefully relax anything. Just notice. Sometimes just noticing is enough for the body to begin softening on its own. By now, your brain might be wanting to retell the story of what happened, looking for where you went wrong, what you should have said differently, how you could have avoided this. That's your brain trying to protect you from future pain. But now isn't the time for that. Now is the time to survive this wave. There will be time later to process, maybe with a friend, therapist, or journal. For now, every time your brain starts retelling, gently say, "Not now, later," and return to your breath or movement. I want you to think of someone who loves you unconditionally. It could be a person, a pet, even a fictional character. Imagine this entity here with you now. What would they say? How would they look at you? Not with pity, but with understanding. They know your heart. They know you're doing your best. They're not judging you for being in crisis. They just want you to be okay. If you have ADHD, you've probably been through this before, maybe dozens, hundreds of times. And here you are, still here, still trying, still caring. That's not weakness, it's resilience. Every time you survive an RSD crisis, you prove to yourself that you're stronger than you believe. This won't be the last time. I'm sorry, but it's true. But it also won't be the one that breaks you. You've already proven that by surviving all the previous ones. Is the intensity starting to decrease a little, even if just from 100% to 95%? That's the pattern. RSD comes like a tsunami, but eventually, always eventually, the water recedes. You don't need to do anything to make this happen. Just survive moment by moment until it passes. And it will pass. It always passes. While we wait for the wave to continue receding, let's give your brain something specific to focus on. Find 5 things you can see. You don't need to say them out loud, just notice. Now, 4 things you can touch. Maybe your clothes, the chair, your own hair. 3 things you can hear. 2 you can smell. 1 you can taste. This basic grounding exercise gives your ADHD brain a task, something to do besides spiral. You might be feeling exhausted now. RSD is exhausting. It's like running an emotional marathon at sprint speed. Be gentle with yourself for the rest of the day. You're not lazy if you need to rest. You're not weak if you can't be productive. You just went through something neurologically intense. You deserve care and recovery. Before we finish, I want to plant a seed. The same sensitivity that makes rejection so painful also makes you incredibly empathetic, creative, and intuitive. You notice things others miss. You care deeply. You love intensely. RSD is the price we pay for feeling everything so vividly. I'm not saying it's worth it. That's for you to decide. I'm just saying you're not alone. You're not broken. And you're definitely not too much. In the coming days, be extra gentle with yourself. Eat comfort foods. Watch your favorite shows. Connect with safe people if that helps. Or be alone if that's what you need. Don't make big decisions about relationships or life changes while RSD is still echoing. Let the dust settle first. And remember, You don't need to be perfect to be worthy of love. You don't need to be understood by everyone to belong. You don't need everyone's approval to have value. Your worth is inherent, not earned. There's a place for you in this world, exactly as you are, RSD and all. The crisis will pass. You will be okay. Not eventually, not maybe, but definitely. Because you always are. That's your superpower. You survive emotional storms that would bring others to their knees. And tomorrow, or later, when you're feeling more stable, you'll look back at this moment and think, I did it. Again. And you did. You're doing it right now. Breathe with me one more time. One breath of I survived. One breath of I am enough. And one breath of this too shall pass. Because it will. It always passes. And you always, always survive. You're more resilient than you believe, stronger than you feel in this moment, and definitely, absolutely, not alone in this. When you're ready, in your own time, you can start returning to your day. There's no rush. But when you do return, remember, you just did something incredible. You took one of the most painful moments an ADHD brain can experience and chose to care for yourself through it. That's courage. That's strength. That's you, being amazing, even when you don't feel like it.